What's up? It's your boy Metaphysical Mark here with another episode. Today I want to talk to you guys about being a spiritual warrior. You know, when we think of warriors, we always think of someone that's, aggressive or intimidating or fierce in the sense of being a provider or a protector, a defender, any of those sorts. When we think of warrior, we think of someone that's the aggressor. But when we think of spirituality, we always think of the complete opposite. We think of spirituality as meek, as naive, or spirituality as someone who will turn the other cheek, for example, rather than actually engage in any type of confrontation or any type of battles, if that makes any sense. So today I was drawn with the misconception of what spirituality really is. To dive into spirituality and the different dynamics and forms and basis of spirituality, at the heart of it all, it is having the willpower, having the gut, having the heart, having the determination, having the want to go deep inside of yourself, despite what's outside of you, and battling through all of the things that have shaped you into who you are now, battling through all the programs, undoing all the paradigms that you have been accustomed to because that's what you brought up to when you were raised. Bob Proctor says this, and I love Bob Proctor for his knowledge and the insights and quotes and things that he gives. But he says that you're not responsible for how you were raised, but you're responsible with how you become in society nowadays. Now that you are an adult, it's your decision. It's up to you. No one can do it for you. No one can make that decision. You've already been programmed. So it's up to you to break that programming and see what you want to keep and see what you don't want to keep. It's just like a computer. Every year or so, you're supposed to refresh your computer to get out all the unnecessary junk that is collected from, downloads to just cookies when you search in the web, just little things like that we have to refresh ourselves. We have to see and take an objective look at ourselves, and that takes strength. That takes a battle that you're not fighting somebody else. You're not hurting someone else. You're not going up against an opponent that is unfamiliar. You're going up against someone that you know so well that it scares you to say that you know them. And that is yourself. You're going against you. And when you go against you, it takes mega strength to go against yourself. It takes hella strength to look at yourself objectively and write down the things that you don't like about yourself, or the qualities that you think are not good or not cohesive with what you're trying to be on this world and in this world. So when we have spiritual warriors, man, when we are in a warrior mentality, it's fierce, it's protectiveness, it's defending, it's refining, it's fighting for what is right, for how you feel, and standing on that ground. That is where that spiritual warrior comes out at. Standing on your ground, standing on what you know, and doing it from a place of love, but not from a place of hate or a place of being naive or weak or being portrayed as weak. Being strength and having that strength and being strong from a place of understanding, from a place of knowing that you have a choice to either react or respond. And that's really up to you, and you have that power. So when you're a spiritual warrior and you're going through the fire and you're going through the tests and you're going through the trials and the tribulations, understand that you have to refine that warrior mentality. You have to know when to bring it out. You have to know when it is cohesive with what you're trying to bring forth. If not, then you don't need it. And this is where you learn that balance of being meek but not weak, being strong but not overbearing, leading but not commanding. You see what I'm saying? Actually understanding how to go about it will teach you more of a refinement of that balance of that warrior spirit and that just meek spiritual aspect of yourself. I like to use Christianity a lot because As you know, Christianity is one of the top religions in the world, and it's what I myself was raised into before I actually broke my own paradigms of understanding of what religion does and what Christianity is really trying to show us. Everybody wants to think that Jesus walked such a meek life, but he didn't. Jesus did not walk just a meek life. There's multiple occasions of Jesus getting angry. It's multiple occasions of Jesus sternly correcting one of the disciples when they said anything that goes against the beliefs or lack of faith. He told Peter, "Devil, get thee behind me." Automatically said, "You're not, no. Get behind me, devil." Because he didn't want that energy. So if Jesus has a right to not work with energies he doesn't want to work with as a master metaphysician, because that's literally what Jesus was a master metaphysician. It was breaking paradigms of a completely whole structure of a one organized government, basically. Then you have the same right. I have the same right. I can look at you and say, "Devil, get thee behind me," and I don't have to explain myself. That's my spiritual warrior in me. That's the fire that's inside of me. That is the power that is invested within within me, is to know when I can entertain or when to pay attention, my energy. I don't have to give it to you. You don't have to give it to me. Understand that. And understand that when you're in the fire, it's going to be a lot of things trying to pull your attention, trying to move you off of your pedestal, trying to upset your footing. But when you know your truth, when you know what you know, you stand on such a solid foundation that anything outside of you cannot move you unless you allow it. But that warrior mentality, that warrior spirit will have you fighting for what you believe in every step of the way, in the sense of not even fighting because you're attacking, but defending. That warrior mentality will be there to defend and protect you, because a lot of people might see your spirituality as meek. It's not weak, though. You're choosing to be that. You're choosing to be soft. You're choosing consciously love over anything else. You're choosing understanding, because love is understanding. Love is patient. But love is also fierce, passionate. Love is protective. So you have to understand, when you're dealing with infinite vibration, such as love, that comes from so many different places, that my love for you can either look from your point of view, can either be good or bad, or love or hate, or tough or soft. It all depends on how you receive it. But only thing I am responsible for is what I say and how I say it. I'm not responsible for your level of understanding of what I'm saying. I'm only responsible with how I project my own intentions into the words and into the world, using the word. That's where my karma will get back to me at. So as long as I know I'm working with great intentions, and I know that it's not going against my conscience, then I know that I am in alignment with my innermost self. And I know being aligned with my innermost self will provide me the path of least resistance. Didn't say no resistance. It said least resistance. So understand, when you're dealing with spiritual people, we're not all just weak. And majority of us are not weak at all. We just are us. We just choose to the softer route. We choose not to engage. We choose to turn the other cheek, because we understand that it's not worth going to hell for, or in the sense of jail for. We understand we choose our battles. Choose our battles. It's perfect example, when Jesus is in the Bible, and Jesus, they tried to assassinate Jesus multiple times. Jesus ran out of a town by a mob. I'm not necessarily I don't necessarily know the name, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a Bible thumper, so I'm not gonna recite all these Bible scriptures, because I read a bunch of texts that are centered around a religion. So quoting and memorizing every one of those texts is something that I would not put my mind to trying to do. But I do know the stories. So Jesus was ran out of a town by an angry mob, and as he's approaching a cliff, basically, because they ran him out of the town to the cliffs, he literally got to the edge, stopped, turned around, and walked towards the mob quietly, calmly. And they split right down the middle and let him walk away. And he walked and went on to the next city. So understand, when you have that power invested in thy, they know, everyone knows. So you're working with spiritual understandings in a material sense. The spiritual understanding of that other material sense knows what you're working with. So just understand that spiritual essence and that warrior spirit are one and the same, man. And to truly dig deep within yourself, you have to cultivate that warrior spirit. You have to cultivate that badass energy. You have to cultivate that inferno of passion, that inferno of transmutation, because it's passion. See what I'm saying? So keep it with love. It's always all love, man. It's always all love. No matter what, it's always all love. I love y'all. Namaste. Oh, and if you have not subscribed to my YouTube, press subscribe channel. Subscribe to my my podcast, Third Eye Conversations. And if you have not had a chance to grab the book yet, go on Amazon, type in A Guide's Lines to Grace by Reverend Marcus Brown, and get that book. I'm telling you, it's one of 2 or 3, maybe. I'm probably going to keep it as 2. But so many more works coming, and just I'm so excited, and I'm ready for you guys to just, soak it all up, because I'm trying to provide it on every avenue that I can of just knowledge, wisdom, and knowing thyself. That is the most important thing. Know thyself. Know thyself first and foremost.